What is up, everybody? You are very welcome along to the latest Anfield Agenda LFC transfer roundup. What I've done is had a little look around a couple of websites, few newspapers, and come up with a couple of transfer links that I'll discuss for 10 minutes or so. And as always, would love to know your thoughts on the players I speak about. Do let me know in the comment section if you agree or if you disagree. Do drop a like on the video, and of course do hit that subscribe button. Not to forget that if you want to catch any of the Anfield Agenda live content, get yourself over to our Twitch channel. The link to that will be in the description of this video. Most nights about 8:30 you'll catch myself, Chris or Paddy, or just myself on there talking about all things LFC, being as interactive as we can. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting stuck into it straight away here because I realised that the countdown from 10 minutes is on. So let's start with Raphinha. Raphinha has been a name that has come back to prominence with regards to transfers for Liverpool in recent days, actually. Most of us thought the most likely destination for Raphinha was going to be Barcelona, but I think Barcelona probably thought to themselves that they may get him on the cheap because they thought Leeds were probably going to go down. Raphinha was obviously part of the Leeds team that made that dramatic last day escape and have found themselves back into the Premier League, but that hasn't stopped the rumour circulating that Raphinha could be moving on this summer. Now, what makes it realistic that he could move to Liverpool? Well, the price is something that will be an issue. I would imagine Leeds will probably look for 50 upwards for Raphinha. And look, whether you think that's good or bad value, that's, up to you guys to decide. But from the making a plausible side, well, to the best of my knowledge, I think Raphinha is represented by the Gestafew agency, which is George Mendes' agency. And we've done some good business with them in recent years. Diogo Jota was brought in from the Gestafew agency. Fabinho was brought in by them. And it looks like Liverpool have a very good working relationship with that agency. So from that perspective, it wouldn't be a barrier to a potential transfer. I guess what worried me a little bit about Raphinha is, yes, he was a standout player in a poor Leeds team, but there were times that his head seemed to drop a little bit for me when I watched him this season at Leeds, and maybe that is understandable, but you look at the attributes of players that Jurgen Klopp tries to bring into the club. They are usually fighters. They are usually players that will excel when their back is against the wall, and when the questions are asked, they have answers. Any more cliches, Craig, that you want to throw in here? But that being said, he does have a wand of a left foot, and he would do a good job. But he still wouldn't be my preference. He wouldn't be my number one target. But the problem that I do have with any of the forward options we speak about is, and I think, from speaking to Chris and Paddy and the chat on our live streams over on Twitch, the consensus seems to be that we probably need a wide player and a central player if we're going to lose Mane. But my big concern is I see both of those two players, whichever way we look at it, probably costing us 100 million quid. Now, we may get 40, let's say, for Mane, perhaps. I don't know if I believe in my heart of hearts that before we address the midfield scenario, our owners back Jurgen Klopp to the tune of another 60 million on top of any fee for Mane. This is where I become a little bit pessimistic. So whomever your choice may be, if it's Raphinha, you're probably still looking at 50 to 60. If it's Bowen, you're probably still looking at the same number. Even if you're looking at somebody like Neto from Wolves, probably a bit cheaper, maybe 40. But then when you start to think about centre forwards, even if it was Ivan Toney, who, by the way, wouldn't be top of my list, I would imagine you're probably talking north of 40, 50 million pound. If you're talking about Tammy Abraham, again, I would suggest that it would take a pretty colossal fee to get him from Roma. So then you're looking around for names. Christopher Nkunku seems like his heart's set on a move to Paris, and also that Leipzig don't want to sell him in this window. So you're still back to the same situation of where is the value? Martin Terrier is a player that's been linked with Liverpool. Underwhelming for me, but people that watch a lot more French football than me have said that he's had a really good season and that he's a very good player. I guess my worry here is, folks, that I think maybe the club have been caught off guard a little bit. Because again, cast your mind back to when Jurgen Klopp signed his renewed contract. Best signing we could ever make. I still swear by that, hands down. But we heard that the goal was renew Mane, renew Salah, maybe give Milner an extension, renew Naby Keita. Fast forward on a few weeks, Mane looking like he wants to leave. Salah at an impasse at this moment in time, looking like he could leave next season on a free. And Naby Keita, his future's up in the air. There's been no talk really of a breakthrough in contract negotiations, and PSG are sniffing around. So for me, it just feels like I think the club could have been caught off guard a little bit. Maybe they didn't expect Sadio Mane to want to move on, because I'm sure I remember an article saying that the club were fairly confident that they would renew Sadio Mane's contract for about 250 grand a week, and that it will be done relatively quickly. So I hope that Jurgen Klopp and Julian Ward and the transfer committee haven't been caught unawares, but I feel like they probably have. So with that in mind, what constitutes a good summer window? Well, if we're looking for somebody to come in a wide attacking area, the name Christian Pulisic has been mentioned in recent days. Christian Falk of Build has said that Liverpool's interest in Christian Pulisic is genuine. He's the right age profile, but all I would say again to maybe pour some cold water over this is, in my opinion, it would take Chelsea taking a significant loss on what they paid for Christian Pulisic, which is, if my memory's right, somewhere between 55 and 60 million when they signed him from Dortmund. So will Chelsea be willing to lose that fee in a summer where, or a good chunk of that fee in a summer where they're probably going to struggle to recoup Romelu Lukaku's fee? Again, probably not. I know they've got no new owners in, and we all wait to see what way Todd Bowley and the rest of the new owners act with regards to, it won't be like Abramovich. They won't be just willing to write off huge sums of money. So then again, that has me wondering, who could it be? The true answer right now, my friends, is I don't know, but I can't help but feeling a bit worried. And look, I know you're going to say to me I'm being over the top and I'm being defeatist and all that kind of stuff. Trust me, I don't like to be. I want to feel like we're going into the season ready to go, ready to fight on all fronts. But I feel like right now it feels more like Liverpool are putting out fires rather than trying to light a fire under the team and push us on into the next season. And I haven't even spoken about midfield yet, or the players that I'd like to see us bring in. So we've been unlucky, because I'm sure Klopp had probably had Tchouaméni as his number one target. And yes, we always knew that Real Madrid would be a potential option for Tchouaméni. But when they lost out on Mbappe, Tchouaméni became more of a priority. Even at that, they're still in a battle right now with PSG, who are trying to convince Tchouaméni to move to Paris. So, again, I just feel like we're catching up. We're playing catching up. And I have every faith in Klopp. This isn't about me not trusting Klopp. I have every faith in Jurgen Klopp. But I do feel like this was the summer we were told there's going to be big business. And yes, I get you. I know you're going to say to me, Craig, the window hasn't started yet. It hasn't. But I still don't feel like we're even on a level par from where we finished the season. If anything, the news coming out looks like we're going to be weakened maybe through a bit of a surprise with Mane. I genuinely feel the club have been shocked by this one. So I guess my question is, what constitutes a good summer? Well, Manchester City, whom, yes, we can compete with financially, they've gone out there and they've brought in Haaland, they've brought in Julian Alvarez, and they're going to continue to spend. Calvin Phillips has been a name linked to Liverpool in midfield, and it's underwhelming to say the least to me. And again, you'd probably pay a premium because he's English, and it wouldn't really excite me. You know, if I think of a midfielder we need to bring in, I'm thinking of somebody like a Bellingham or a Tchouaméni, that kind of athletic number 8 box-to-box type player. And I would be kind of happy with Basuma as an option, if I'm being really frank. So what do you guys think? Am I being a drama queen? Are you as worried as I am? Is it unlucky for FSG that it seems to be a time where FFP's dead? You know, PSG seem to be able to do what they want. Manchester City have spent a good chunk of money. And, you know, even Aston Villa, who I brought up on stream a few times, they seem to be spending maybe above what they're earning. And our owners just don't seem willing to do that. So I just want to know, are you worried going into the new season? Because I've got to be honest, I'm starting to get a bit concerned. That being said, I don't want to be defeatist. And when the window ends or when the season kicks off, like everybody else, I'll be behind Jurgen Klopp and the lads. But I would be lying to you if I said I wasn't worried. So anyway, to summarise, Raphinha, would you be happy? Christian Pulisic, again, would you be happy? Have you injury concerns or price concerns? And if we're looking at forward options, Tammy Abraham, as I said, Ivan Toney, Nunez, I really don't know what the story is with Nunez yet. But as I said, I'm going to try and make these videos as often as I can. I'm sure I'll do another one tomorrow when the latest newspaper stories will be out. And by the way, I know people have a go at us saying, oh, this is all just links and conjecture. Yes, it is. But we are in silly season, so we have to talk about these things. Again, appreciate your time. Drop a like on the video, hit that subscribe button, and I will catch up with you guys real soon. Take care.